morning. Good morning, walk and talk. San Miguel TV is back. We are live streaming today. This morning it's 9:52 a.m. It's June 21st, 2025. We're going to take a walk through a park that we've been to before many times. I've live streamed here before, and I've done many walks through here before, so we're just gonna do another one. Just give me a second, y'all. Should have brought my stand, but I'm not gonna be sitting down much just right now to get this started. Let me hydrate. And let's get started. This is East Orlando area of Florida. Orlando, Florida. Beautiful, beautiful morning. The birds are chirping. The raccoons are out. The squirrels are running around looking for a nut. It's just a normal Saturday morning right here in Orlando, Florida. Welcome everybody. Make sure you give this video a like. I will be looking at the chat regularly. Let's get this day started. Best way to get your day started. Get your heart rate going. This is in East Orlando, Florida. This is the Little Econ River that's connected to the St. Johns River. You can find some gators in this little river that goes through East Orlando and goes all the way up to the St. Johns River that encompasses a good part of Florida, the eastern part of Florida mostly. The message of the cross is repentance. Oh yeah, there's alligators down here. How do you know when there's alligators in a certain body of water? Reach down and just touch the water, and if it's wet, that means there's an alligator inside of it if you're in Florida. That's how that works. But I wouldn't recommend reaching out your hand into the water because gators like to be right at the edge when they're ready to attack. I wouldn't think that they'll be ready right now. There's nothing around to attack besides me. But I just got here, and but still, I wouldn't recommend it. But good morning. I had sex with an alligator once. Is that your ex-wife? Is that what is this an ex-wife joke? Because I love them. I love ex-wife jokes. Oh boy. It is Saturday, June 21st. It's 9:56 a.m. and we're just enjoying the day out here. I forget the name of this park. Let me see if this lady knows. Excuse me, ma'am. Do you know the name of this park? Oh, Blanchard Park. Thank you. Okay, we're in J. Blanchard Park, by the way. I forgot. Blanchard Park, they call it. This is over by Dean Road. There's an entrance on Rouse where the YMCA used to be at. But ever since COVID, I think they closed down that YMCA. They really took a hit. And nobody really goes to the, or is it the YMCA? Yeah, it's the Y. They got a Y over here. Or used to have it. But it's not too sunny. It's perfect. The clouds are covering the sun. It's a little cloudy today, so it's a good day for a walk. And we got people out early enjoying the day. A lot of people had the day off. So yeah. It looks like we have a situation over here. I see there's a fire truck. I don't know. Happy Saturday. Yeah, we out here in Orlando, Florida right now. Moto Toad. Welcome, sir. Or, yeah. Arm feeding park. Feeding gators with your arm is so kind. I mean, they gotta eat something, right? A nice, big, long, juicy Hispanic arm would taste really good right now for a gator. Look at these squirrels right here. You see them? I like looking at the squirrels, man. Look at it. Where you going, baby? We got the fire truck right here. And these are apartments that are right next to the park, by the way. And you got a gate here, but there's a gate entrance, which is cool. Like if you live in these apartments, you're right by one of the nicest parks in Orlando. Because this is my hood. This is East Orlando is where I've been at for a long time. I'm originally from New York, but I've been out here for 24 years now. Ever since 9/11. I actually moved out here a month before 9/11 happened, and I was living in the city for years. I was born and raised in Queens, New York. And yeah, I have friends and family that was working all up in the city. And I actually moved out here August of 2001, a month before 9/11 happened. And I've never went back. Well, actually, I did move back, and I forgot. I moved back to New York for 1 year after 9/11. And I said, you know what? It was something I really loved about Orlando, you know? And I said, I got to come back here. And I never went back. I never wanted to go back. I'm good right here in Orlando. I love Orlando, Florida. I love the state of Florida, period. Georgia's another beautiful state that I've been to. It's just a beautiful, beautiful part of the country, the southeastern part of the country. You get a lot of these swampy areas where there's definitely gators all up in here. I've seen plenty of gators. I've seen baby gators in here. I've seen big boy gators. And there's a bird screaming and hollering over here. Florida's not super expensive, really. Yeah, I do actually have property. And it's getting expensive in Orlando, you know, compared to the statewide average. You know, it's getting a little pricier, but it's nothing compared to Miami. If you're in Miami, then yeah, you would say, oh, Florida's expensive, but it's not expensive to live in Florida. Remember, you don't pay any state taxes living in Florida. So if you open up a business, you don't have to pay any state tax on that business, on your property, on nothing. You know, on your taxes, on your money, your income tax. You don't have to worry about paying state tax out here. Now, you do need a vehicle to live in Florida, in Orlando. I mean, you don't really need one, depending what part. Most people, they need a car out here in Florida. And if you don't have a car, you're really going to feel it when it comes time for you to do your shopping, your grocery shopping, and things like that. But, I mean, then you got to pay for the highway tolls. There's that out here. But for the most part, it's not expensive to live in Florida when you compare it to the rest. Like, I mean, if you're in Miami, yes. Miami's expensive, but Orlando, not expensive. It's getting a little pricier than it used to be, but it's still pretty good. I mean, when you compare it to the income, average income, and the minimum wage in Orlando, then yes, it's been getting a little hard to live in Orlando and maintain, you know, while you're, you know, making basic, you know, wages, and a good 80% of the people in Orlando, I think 70-80% of people that live in Orlando, Florida, make below $40,000, $50,000 a year. I think 50,000 maybe, some crazy number like that. So yeah, hey, Daddy Ubay, I don't know how to pronounce it, but hello, Indonesia in the house, a clean country. Oh, okay. and you're from Indonesia, you're calling America a clean country. Yeah, I mean, I could show you some real dirty parts of Orlando, Florida, but this is one of my favorite places to come and just relax, get a little peace of mind. People come here and play soccer. People come here and barbecue. People come here and play football. I see it all the time. There's no basket. Well, there are basketball courts behind me. And I think people be playing baseball out here too. I mean, this is a big old field where people set up. You even got the ice cream truck be coming out here because, you know, they know this is where people are at. But yeah, it looks like you got some events going on. I don't know what's happening over here. They got a tent set up. But yeah, let's walk down this little area where the river takes a little detour. It's a little bit of stagnant water there, dirty. I've never seen anybody inside of the water here. I've seen people on kayak here, believe it or not, and little boats. But yeah, man. Disney is technically not even in Orlando, Florida, King. Or AI or Al. Disney is in Kissimmee, Florida, which is directly south of Orlando. And Orlando's mostly Orange County, but then we have other counties like Seminole, and we have Osceola County. So I think Disney is in Osceola County. Yeah, Disney is in Osceola County, and it might even go into parts of Lake County, which is west, which is going towards Lakeland. That's Lake County, going towards Tampa and all of that. but yeah, dollar is about to hit much higher. Inflation tsunami. Inflation has been easing up since February. Somebody said money has lost 15% value since February. Oh yeah, look at that. You said since February. Since February, it's actually. I mean, there was the whole tariff scare. You had that going on. But other than that, inflation is better than where it was at this time last year. I'll say that. Where it was at this time last year, it's way better. It's definitely lower. But, in 1987, wow. See, when I was living in New York City, growing up and whatever, I was 10 years old in 1994. So in 1994, I came to Orlando for the first time to go to Disney. I came to Kissimmee, and I saw this whole area that I later moved to years later. But I don't know what I tangled myself up in. It looks like a fishing string or whatever you call it. This little wires, fishing wires that go with the rod. I just got caught up. But yeah, this is beautiful Orlando, Florida. I just love the greenery out here, man. Just, it's just a beautiful, natural. If you appreciate nature, you would love living in Florida. There's so many trails out here. There's a little duckling trying to get away from me. I see you, duckling. Trying to get away. You running from me? Better be careful. The gator's up in that water. Yeah, so Disney's technically not Orlando. It's technically not in Orlando. They own so much property in Disney, and I think it's a super waste of money. We get deals because we live here in the state, so we get certain deals when we go to Disney, if you're a resident, Florida resident. But I'll tell you, man, if you're going to come out here to Disney and spend all that money, you might as well come out here and check out everything else that we have going on in the city. Go to Universal Studios. Universal Studios is not as expensive as Disney, and they've been building up Universal Studios a lot. Then you got Fun Spot. Fun Spot is actually a decent place to take your kids. Listen, your kids will have a blast at Fun Spot. That's a local business that was started by a Florida dude. I forget his name. And that thing has grown to be a nice big attraction over where the tourist area is at in Florida, in Orlando, rather. Over there by Universal Studios and iDrive. Orlando has also been coming up in that Orlando is a big representative and host of, more of a host for many events at the convention center out here in Orlando on International Drive. The convention center out here is just as big as the one in Las Vegas, if not bigger, and it's just as popular. Now, there's more history of the Las Vegas. You know, people go to conventions in Las Vegas all the time. The convention center, Orange County Convention Center, it has attracted so many events from Comic-Con to all these different things that they have going on, you know? You know, for whoever has an event they're gonna host, they rent out that whole center, or part of that center. That whole area is filled with all types of things you could do. And people in Orlando, a lot of people in Orlando are not even from Orlando. It's so weird. It's like you hardly ever meet somebody that says they were born in Orlando. I've probably met, like, I could probably count on two of my hands how many people I've met out here. And I met a lot of people out here that would tell me that they were actually born in Orlando. It's like a rare thing. At least people that I've been around, people my age, I guess. There's probably older people that would tell you, I was born and raised in Orlando. But Orlando, Florida, beautiful place to live, beautiful place to visit. Our airport is one of the most popular airports behind LAX and JFK Airport and Tokyo. Orlando is top 5 in the world with people coming in and out. And it's right in the middle of Florida. So even if you need to get to Miami, if you just drop off in Orlando, maybe you want to spend a few days in Orlando and rent a car and drive down to Miami, catch a Marlins game or something, or a Miami Hurricane football game. The Hurricanes are very popular in Miami. And the Miami Dolphins, I forgot about that. Then you could that's just 3 hours. It's a 3-hour drive to Miami from Orlando, Florida. Then there's Tampa. Tampa's west of Orlando. Tampa's only 2 hours, actually less. Tampa's an hour and like 20 minutes from Orlando. Jacksonville's 2 hours north. Pensacola, I've driven to Pensacola before from Orlando. It was a 7.5 hour drive from here to Pensacola, and that's a whole different time zone too. That when you get to Pensacola, then you start seeing a different part of Florida, a little bit different. But I love this state, man. I've been all around this shit. From Naples to Fort Myers, I've been all. The only place that I didn't go to was Key West. I've never been to Key West. And I haven't even been to Key Largo. The furthest I went south Florida was a city called Homestead, Florida. Very quiet. I mean, but the thing about that area is it rains out there and it just floods, yo. Because Florida, we're below sea level. We're living below sea level. So whenever it rains out here, that's why it's so humid. And whenever it rains out here, it's just the streets flood, especially the further south you go. Some parts of Orlando flood really bad. But shit, it's a beautiful city, man. I love it out here. Weird out in Florida. Seals are cute, yeah. 90% of Florida land area is golf course. That's funny. Somebody said, I love Florida in the late 70s. I lived in Okeechobee and DeLand at Putnam Hotel. Hollywood and Fort Lauderdale behind the Goonie Golf Course. Cool. Yeah, I like DeLand. I like DeLand a lot. I've been out there. DeLand, Florida is still Central Florida, I believe. Yeah, it's north of Deltona, DeBarry, It's in Volusia County. I believe the land is considered Volusia County once you get up there. It's either Volusia County or Seminole County, not sure. But yeah. I think you got somebody preaching out here. Somebody's preaching the gospel, I think. Manatees. Yeah, there's manatees. The beautiful thing about manatees in Florida is that manatees, you can only find them in Florida. You can't find manatees anywhere else in the world. So we're preserving manatees out here. Our national wildlife and all that, the people that work for the wildlife, they actually put a lot of work into preserving manatee life because you can't find manatees in any other place in the world, and they're exclusive to Florida. So that's our animal. Somebody out here preaching. We have to decide whether we want to go to heaven. We have to decide whether we want to receive Christ and his righteousness. We have to decide. I am so for King. We dead. I know that. I already listen. I watch Aqua Teen Hunger Force. All right. Yeah, they're over here playing golf by the or tennis. This is out here. It's got some tennis players out here. Yeah, I like this little area. It's nice and shady down this way. I'm starting to break a sweat. But how's everybody doing out there, man? Welcome. This is San Miguel TV. Consider subscribing, hitting the like button, whatever. I don't care either way. But thank you for being here. Thank you for being here. There's a lot of the squirrels like to come out from this wooded area and chill over here under this tree. And they get all the nuts that fall off this tree paws. And yeah. If I step into this grass just a little bit, they're gonna start running. I don't know why I'm so into squirrels, yo. Look at this one over here standing up. I sees you. Hey, man. If we catch some birds, I'll definitely start, recording the birds. I love some fucking birds out here in Florida, man. I think that's gonna be one of my hobbies when I get older. I'm gonna be a bird watcher. Cause it's interesting when you find birds or you see certain birds, you get a good picture of them and shit, and then you start looking into what the hell kind of bird is this? Start looking at what bird is red that usually has the beak that comes out, you look it up and you get all types of interesting facts. I don't know, man. Some people are into that type of stuff. Some people are into the NBA finals right now, and it's whatever. More power to you guys. Trust me, I like to sit down, get myself a nice Yingling, and watch any type of sporting event, especially the Mets. Let's go Mets. Baseball. I'm a huge Mets fan, by the way, and we suck right now. I think we lost 8 in a row. Jesus Christ, 7 in a row. It's pretty bad right now. We have beautiful white pelicans here in Dallas. Oh man, Dallas is another place I've been looking at and getting, because I'm considering maybe even leaving Orlando. My wife mainly, and my wife loves the way Texas, loves everything about Texas pretty much. I mean, the housing, the prices of houses right now. Dallas seems to be one of the nicer areas. Everybody talks about Austin, Texas, but I like Dallas, man. Some people say Dallas is not nice. I don't think I would like Houston. I don't know why. I always hear crazy shit about Houston, or excuse my language, crazy stuff happening in Houston. But yeah, I'm over here by this little bridge, this overpass. This is where people like to chill, hang out, and do some fishing, because the fish will get pushed right over here. If you could see the waters are more calm over here. But then, right? Yeah. So you got that going on out here. Austin is trash compared to Dallas. Yeah, I know Austin is more like liberal. They got a lot more Democrats, because Texas is just like Florida, it seems. You know, it's like Texas and Florida is largely conservative, which I'm turning more conservative lately. This is how I've been. That's a natural thing when you get older. You just become more conservative. I grew up in New York City. I've always been liberal as hell, very, very woke. And that's something I like about Texas, man. I mean, I hear San Antonio is nice too, but I hear bad things about Houston. Everybody talks about Austin, Texas all the time. Keep Austin weird. So like, I've even seen people do walkthroughs through Austin, Texas. I've watched some of the street preaching by fanatical Hebrew Israelites in Austin, Texas. And they go to those places where they feel safe, where the white people, the white liberals, will actually get down on their knees and lick their boots and tell them, I'm sorry that your descendants, that your ancestors were slaves. You literally got that happening out in, usually you see that in New York City or Los Angeles, or somewhere way more liberal. But Austin is becoming that way. And I've seen videos, man. I used to be a Hebrew Israelite. I used to be in a religious cult called the Black Hebrew Israelites. More specifically, the Israelite Church of God in Jesus Christ. And then I started exposing that movement. That's how I started my YouTube channel. I just started exposing the Hebrew Israelites and their hate and all that crap. And then it just led to something bigger, because that's I mean, I don't want to have to focus a lot of my attention on hate. You know, even if I'm just exposing it, it's still, I have to take in all that content before I edit it and speak on it, you know, and it's like a lot of hate, a lot of rhetoric, and just anti-white shit, all that crap. I used to be on that. As I got older, I realized how stupid I was, and I started exposing them. And now I have family in a cult, still have family in a cult that refuses to talk to me, you know, cousins and everything, just because I left. And I started speaking out against them, not just because I left, but because I started being like an I was actually vocal about how these people are, you know, doing what they're doing, robbing the people. The leader ended up getting indicted for tax fraud. If you look up Jermaine Grant, cult leader, Jermaine Grant, the cult leader, I used to be part of his little movement, and I would go out and hand out flyers and try to preach to people in the streets, just like the lady was doing on the mic. I used to do the same thing for this damn cult. I wasted years of my life, but I took in the experience and I kind of reversed that energy back on them. And I used everything I learned, everything I knew to expose them. And that's how a lot of my viewers started coming to my channel. But now I like to do little walkthroughs and things like this. So this is where the park kind of ends off. I could see two red birds over there. I was just over there, and it comes back out over the lake, and you can see the birds. I'm not gonna talk much. It's two red birds. You see the red birds over there? I love them red birds. It's either a robin or a cardinal. Well, it could be something else too. I gotta get closer. It looks like a cardinal. Cardinals are bigger, actually. This could be a robin. I love these birds. Look at them. See? Beautiful red feathers, man. What a beautiful bird. You know, they get colorful as hell. That's just, I don't know, it stands out to me. I like that type of stuff. That's the type of stuff I like. But you also have a lot of homeless people that like to go out into these woods, and they want to live off the grid. If you don't want to pay rent, You got not too good shelter over here, but I'm sure you could make some makeshift little shelter out here. But then you got to live amongst nature. And I'm telling you, I've seen people out here camping out in tents, and they live out here. And this is a way for them to not have to pay their mortgages or pay rent. And that shit gets expensive every month, you know? I've considered going out into these woods and living off the grid. You know, that shit don't sound like a bad idea. Shit, for 1 year, maybe I could save some money, do some renovations and shit, and build up my property value. I think that's what people want to do. But this thing actually ends off over here. This, you know, and once you get through these woods, then it opens up again, and you got this big grassy field. And I think I want to walk back there and see, because you can get towards the back of the park by going back there. I think that's what I'm going to do. But everything pretty much ends off right here in Blanchard Park. This is J. Blanchard Park in East Orlando, Florida. This is the end of the road. And then you got a house back there, actually. Somebody actually lives right there. So they got a gate that separates their crib from the park. We go back here. See, people actually come back here. This is evidence that somebody's living back here. It smells like urine. This is what I do, y'all. I do the walkthroughs, and I go to the areas that nobody wants to walk through. You see? Somebody's eating back here. Somebody's living. And this is somebody's backyard right there. So I'll respect the property lines. But yeah, this is another area back here where I guess somebody else's backyard. You can see a tree that has almost collapsed right there. It looks like it's about to collapse onto that little what do you call that? Gazebo, I guess. You know, they got a gazebo in the back of their crib. That's actually looks pretty nice. Shit, I want a gazebo in the back of my crib. But yeah, welcome everybody. Let me read some of these comments. China number one. Oh God, what? What are we doing here? Trying to start something. Broken bottle. Yeah, so people definitely be coming back here and sleeping. Maybe they had a rough fucking time, rough year, rough day. I'm gonna come back here. I'm gonna walk through some of the areas that people don't normally walk through. You can see there's a little path here, as if a car, maybe a golf cart, has driven down here. So I'm gonna go through some uncharted territories, or a little bit charted territories. Welcome to my peoples. Hello from China. Do you have the codes for the nuclear missiles? I wish. Tiananmen Square, 1989. Where's Tiananmen Square? Where's that? I don't know. I see some comments here. God bless America. God bless America. We have beautiful white. Yeah, we read that. I heard Florida has more pedophiles per capita than any other state. I think so. Florida has a lot of sex trafficking. There's a lot of people. I don't know if it's the heat or what, man. But there are a lot of disgusting mother effers, especially out by Lakeland, Lake County, Volusia County, too, in Daytona. And Tampa, I don't know what's going on, man. Orlando, Florida also has a big LGBTQ community. So you just do what you will with that information. I don't know. But yeah. So Roller Skate Texas just says I'm partial. Yeah, I'm usually like, you could catch me having good conversation with Democrats. I got good friends from Baltimore that are crazy Democrats. And I constantly tell them, yo, the reason why your state, Maryland, is so bad is because of the laws that are put forward from Baltimore. And really, I mean, the whole state is very it's just, I don't know, whatever. Let's not get into all of that. Here's a backyard over here, right by the fence, right on the other side of the park, in the more grassy area, the less trafficked area. You got houses back here. Now I don't know if these look boarded up and shit, but you got a car there. Somebody definitely lives there. I just never noticed that you have these houses over there surrounding them. But then at the same time, you got the river over here where it continues off, and it takes a nice big turn right here. It's pretty cool. I'm gonna sit down and chill right here for a little while to look at this area. I've never been back here before. It's my first time actually coming back here. And I'm joined by a crane, maybe? That's not a pelican, that's like a crane. One of them cranes, maybe. Coach Mikey said, that's not what exposing me. You're not exposing everything. Coach Mikey, I'll just invite you to go watch my videos when I first started my channel and when I started to expose a religious cult leader by the name of Tazadakia. That was his Hebrew name, Tazadakia. His real name was Jermaine Grant. That was his name his mama gave him. But he was going by a different name because he's, that's what these cult leaders do. When you join a cult, they usually make you change your identity. They need to get your identity in tune with them. They reframe your they give you a whole new identity. So you're no longer Miguel, now you're Captain Awarmakapash and shit like that. But that's a whole nother story. I don't know what I'm talking about. But life will be beautiful without Israel. Wow. Life would be beautiful without USA. Jesus. What are some of y'all doing on here, man? Treat black folks right, even if whites don't. Treat everybody right. How about that? Beautiful field. What a coincidence. Where them gators at? Be careful. Blue herring? Oh, maybe. Yeah. Nice. Yeah, there you go. That could be what we're looking at there. It does look a little bluish, doesn't it? Looks a little bluish gray. But where we were at was on the other side of this here. I've never been back here. I wondered where the hell this river went. And I don't know what the hell somebody dropped there, but there's a lot of flies surrounding that little nastiness. Yakala. I don't know what that is. But you see how it's moving, right? The river. Let's follow this flow of the river, man. We're gonna go down that way. If I'm permitted and allowed. Let me see. But yeah, man, welcome to those that are here for the first time. And if you've been here before, welcome back. My name is Miguel. Some call me San Miguel. And the name of this channel that you are watching is San Miguel TV. We're going to keep it moving. You see some cars down this way, actually, and the gate is tore down. I've never seen this back here, but I think I'm going to walk down that way, see what street that is over there, and see where that shit takes me. It looks like you have a few vehicles down here. It's weird. Could be that somebody's living there. But yeah, damn, I've never been out here before. Where the hell is this? Now I'm lost. You see, you do have some cribs back here. Somebody got a big old truck back there too. There's a lot of land. It looks like it's just one address with different properties on there. It's pretty cool. Because I noticed there was at least like 4 houses back there. Here's one. There's one back there on the side. And there's one back there. And I think there's another one back there. It's a big ass property. And a lot of people live in RVs too out here in Florida. Um, this looks like an abandoned freaking house. We're gonna go back to the park area, but I just want to see what's going on over here. This area seems very odd. But I guess it's somebody's property. I gotta stay my ass off of it. But it looks run down as fuck. Jesus Christ. And the fact that that gate is knocked down like that is supposed to block the park from people's residence. But it looks like, I don't know, somebody tore it down. J.R. Martinez, go home, go to work. I don't work from home, so that orange F start this. They eat everything. They will eat a puppy if they can get it down their throats. Really? Get the hell out of here. But look, oh, somebody left their windows open. I guess somebody's staying in there. Somebody left their car right there with their windows open, but it looks like they put some blankets or some stuff there covering people from seeing, I guess. I wonder if somebody's there living out of their car, 'cause that's what be happening. Hey, how you doing? Yeah, this is somebody fishing out here. Okay, so I'm wondering like what the hell are these cars here? But I never actually been back here. This is pretty cool. This would be the perfect place to come fishing, actually, now that you think about it. Because nobody bothers you out here. Except for me bothering him. But, oh shit, you see that? Fish are jumping. Yep, there you go. Something's jumping there. What up, JR? I see a snake. Please be careful. Do you see a snake for real? I didn't see no snake. But I think I want to come down here. This would be a great place to come fishing, right? Look where he's set up over here. This is pretty cool. You got good shade. Yeah, why not? I see some fish in there too. Let me know if y'all can see it. Sorry. Hello. Yeah, this is a nice little area though. I never been back here. It's so quiet. I'm just wondering like how far it goes back. Cause I know you can get around to like, I don't know, the other part of this area is like Rouse Road is where the YMCA, I guess the entrance to the YMCA is at. But I mean, all you see back here is really just a bunch of woods. I wonder where it could take you. People actually come back here and walk. Yeah, let me go down there, man. I'm gonna take y'all through the woods today, yo. And somebody just walked right behind me. Yeah, let's get around over here. Jesus Christ. But just follow the sounds. Follow the sounds of the birds. There are definitely snakes out here. I've seen snakes in Florida all the time. I saw a corn snake not too long ago. Colorful corn snake. There's a tire over there. There's two people in that car and they haven't. Yeah, probably, right? I don't know. I don't know what's going on, but yeah, man. I mean, there's some garbage down there. I see somebody's sandal. Somebody lost a sandal, and now they only have one sandal, and they're walking around without a sandal. Let's keep going. I just saw a chick come back here from right behind me. I don't know where she was going, but Let me see where this goes to. I'm guessing this goes somewhere if there's people walking back here. Just a different part of town right here, man. Different part of Florida that y'all probably never seen before. I've never seen this before. I mean, I've never been back here before. So I'm coming out here for the first time, kind of just to get away and film some nice little areas. It's very damp right now. And this is an upside down dead turtle. That is a dead turtle. Sure. And these little damp areas like this, you'll find all types of animals back here. Oh, look, there's actually roses here. This is nice. This is a strange little area. I don't know if I could cut back there. Let me see. Don't eat these berries, y'all. Let me go up here now. All right, now this is a less chartered area, but gets you away from the hustle and bustle of everyday life out here in the big cities. One thing you do find in Florida always is damn lizards. Lizards everywhere. So we are officially into the woods, like the movie. I mean, there's not much walking space over here. You can tell people don't usually come back here. And it's very deserted. And it dries up. The river's over there, but it's drying up over here. Where's this coming from? Let me see if I can follow this little riverhead. This little area right here. I'm getting bit the hell up as I'm walking and talking to y'all. Thank you for everybody that's here. We can use more likes. And the conversations that's being had is cool too. You know, I don't care if y'all say whatever the hell you gotta say. If you disrespectful on here, I don't block people. I know a lot of people come on lives and they like to joke. They like to maybe troll or trigger the person doing the live. But you're not gonna trigger me, I'm telling you right now. Unless you know something real personal about me. But let's read the comments anyways. Yes, Snake, do you smoke? Sometimes I'll smoke a little ganji. I don't really buy it, to tell you the truth. I don't like to go out. I don't like to be buying that shit. I hate the whole deal, the whole dealer transaction. I hate all that. But not just that. It's just I'm not a big smoker. It's like smoking weed like that. Because I don't do it every day. I like to do it when I can do it. And when I do buy some, it's like $10 worth. And that shit lasts me a week. But, you know, usually I got some friends that smoke. And I'll smoke with them. Damn, these tires are buried. These tires are buried. Jesus, how did this happen? Well, somebody did it. Hey, I'm gonna keep walking, man. This area is actually pretty cool. I've never been back here, and I could just walk through the woods. It's not that bad to walk through. Man, look how. Let me get over here now, though, because it looks a little different over here. And there's some nasty looking water. Okay, let's cut down here. If we see a gator, that'd be dope. But there's some nasty looking water. See now, I don't like the way this area is starting to look because I can't see the ground too good. You know, that's where the snakes like to chill. Yeah, I can't go much further, man. Shit. Let me see. Doesn't look like this is a smart place to go, y'all. Let me see. I'm already this far, right? Let me get over this shit. Ugh. I'm just trying to see if I could get around to the street when I get around here. Oh, what was that? Thought something was crawling on me. Somebody threw a lawn chair down there. Or it fell. Maybe it was a hurricane. Who knows? But yeah, this river comes all the way back here. Wow. This is pretty cool, y'all. I like doing little excavations like this. I'm like Dora the Explorer right now. And I'm Hispanic. You know? Oh, I just saw a big ass bird. Look, it gets a little sandy over here too. Looks like sand. Which is just crushed rocks. Check the ground with a stick first. Yeah, I should be carrying a stick, shouldn't I? That's what I see people do. I'm gonna find me a stick from this tree right here. A staff like Moses, baby. Part the Red Sea over here. I might part the fucking Red River. Oh, what was that? That was a bird. No, it wasn't a bird. Let me walk over here real quick. Okay, here's a stick. With this stick, I will part the Red Sea. It's getting very icky over here, though. Like, this ground is damp as shit. Look at this. This water looks fucking nasty as fuck. People come back here and drink. And this is a fishing little ball. See? Somebody had a good time over here. Drinking some... It's that bottle's so old, that shit's been sitting there probably for 15 years. Can't even read the label. Yeah, but... It's pretty cool back here, man. Florida got shit like this. I like the peace. I like the quiet. You know, you got some shells over here, too. You know? Some seashells. Pretty cool, right? Some snails. Some snails say, I'm too big for this shell, man. I'm moving out of here. I need a new shell. Getting too big for this shell, yo. I wanna know where the Crocs at. Where the Crocs at, yo? Where the Crocs at, yo? My dumb ass is gonna get mauled, gonna get fucking torn to pieces by a damn alligator, and everybody out there is gonna be like, well, you deserve it. Nobody told you to go messing with some fucking lakes out here in Florida, some rivers. They be in the rivers, but you find them mostly in the lakes. See that bird over there? It's a nice little area. I'm gonna actually, let me get my bottle of water. I got my stick. Where's my water? I think I left my water over here. But yeah, yo, where's y'all at, man? Snakes. I don't know no snakes. I'm from Kenya, Africa. Tell that your president, the world will be better without Israel. She always acts childish. You're in Kenya? Some black Hebrew Israelites went out to Kenya not too long ago, preaching their hate in Kenya. And the citizens of Kenya and the police started rushing them out of there. They told them, you got to fucking leave. And the people started throwing rocks and bottles filled with urine at them. Urine. You can see the video if you ever heard of the IUIC, the Israel United in Christ, is a black Hebrew Israelite cult. They went out to Kenya and got kicked the hell out. They were not welcome. So kudos to you guys for doing that. Some people might say that was wrong, black on black violence and all that, but black America become in Africa thinking they could do what they do here in America, and it's not the same. You really realize how much privilege you have in America once you start going to other countries and they start treating you worse than the people that you claim are racist and treating you so bad in America. Go to Nigeria and go to Kenya and see how those people treat you with that crap these people be teaching, that hate these Hebrew Israelites be teaching. They don't play that shit in other countries. They got it good here in America where we got freedom of speech. All that freedom of speech goes out the window in these other countries. So I'm sorry, Kenya, I'm sure you got great fucking laws and stuff, but America's definitely a better country than Kenya. Come on, Kenya? Y'all got a lot of good runners in the Olympics, but this is America, baby. Don't catch you slipping. This is America. Don't catch you slipping. Oh, shit. Oh, there's that. One of them big old birds over there. Another herring, maybe? Nah, Jumo, go away with that police crap. Nobody cares. Throw rocks is nasty work. Throwing urine is nasty work. You need to be looking on the ground as Florida man. You need to be watching for those snakes. Thank you, sir. Trucking 2 cents. Thank you, because I'm in very, very, wooded areas, grassy, but it's not that bad, man. But yeah, I do need to be looking on the ground, and trust me, I am. We got some poisonous snakes out here, but for the most part, I've seen nothing but non-poisonous snakes like water moccasins out here. And I'm a fan of all creatures, even the deadly ones. I'm the type of person that probably would get bit by a snake. Yeah, my dumb ass. But, I like to come out to these areas, man, that nobody shows you, that nobody comes to. Nobody wants to come back here. You know how nasty it is right now? You know how much I'm getting bit up right now? My legs are destroyed, yo. That's me scratching, I got dirt on my arms, baby. I'm a Florida man. All that Florida man shit, you got to watch that show, Florida Man, on HBO. They just created a show where they reenact actual crazy stories that happen in Florida, Florida Man stories. Great show. But look at these trees that came down. Because the dirt around here in this area, the ground is very damp. So these trees could come right out of its roots real easy, man. Look at that. Right? And I feel the ground as I'm walking. It's like, it's very damp. Let me walk the plank right now. Let me see. Watch this shit break. This tree done fell. You got snails on the side of it, I think. I don't know what I'm looking at there. But yeah, let me jump off that tree. Let's go down here. I lost my stick. I need to get a better stick anyways. Florida Man. I watched a few of the Florida Man episodes. It was kind of funny, and they had some good to see the actors they had. I'm like, yo, they really went in on this show. They had some pretty good actors do some of the reenactment. It's like a reenactment of the story that, the no neck guy, right? There's the one with the dude that got mauled by a gator and survived. Man, he got his arm taken off by a gator, and he survived in the woods. He was doing like what I was doing, but he was on drugs pretty much. So he was not in his right mind going through these woods, and he came across, the king of the woods, the king of the swamps, that gator. You see, these trees by the river don't seem to hold on steady ground. It seems to always like come, just uproot itself. Maybe the winds, the hurricanes that come through here in September, July, and August. We're going to start seeing some in August, watch. Usually by the end of July, I think we start seeing them. It's technically hurricane season already. We get rain every day, like clockwork, 4 p.m. and shit. 3 p.m. like clockwork. Is that Peace River? Because you can find mammoth fossils if it is. This is called the Little Econ River, is what it's called. Econ is short for Ekanalakahachi, which is a Native American word that means sex. No, I'm kidding. But it is. That is a Native American word, Ekanalakahachi. I don't know what the hell it means. There's a street called Ekanalakahachi Street. There's a lot of, there's a Chickasaw Trail out here, the Chickasaw Indians, because this land was actually once the land of it still is, if you want to call it that, but whatever, this is the land where Seminole Indians, perused through and lived on, and, it's still Seminole County. Well, some of the areas out here, Seminole County. You had different types of Indians. You had the Creek Indians that made their way from like Alabama and Georgia. They started making their way down to Florida in the late 1800s, in the mid 1800s, when Andrew Jackson was president and Stonewall Jackson was the general. They wanted Florida bad, and they sent military. They had all types of missions, out here to make deals with the natives that owned the land, because they didn't want to give up the land, of course. And they tried to make a deal with a chief named Chief Osceola, or Chief Osceola. That's where they got the name Osceola County. They named that after chief. And then there's Seminole County, which is named after the type of natives that were called Seminole natives, Seminole Indians. That's what Osceola was. Osceola made his way from Oklahoma. He was, his father was a Spaniard or a European, and his mother was a Native American, and he was the chief. And they were trying to make a deal with him. They knew he was the leader, Chief Osceola. And there's a famous story where they say he took that treaty paper that they tried to give him to sign, and he put a knife right through it. And he said, I'm making no deals with y'all. And ended up dying. The military campaign was successful against the Seminoles, as you know. And now we give them the casinos and the Hard Rock. And they have their reservations and all of that. And that's life in Florida now. And now we're up to date. It's 2025. My name is San Miguel. What up? Oh, man. But the Seminole Indians were the undefeated. Yeah, I'm near UCF. I'm near University of Central Florida in East Orlando, in a park called J. Blanchard Park. J. Blanchard was another... actually, I don't know much history about J. Blanchard, so let's just leave it there. I forget who he is, but it's just a beautiful... I'm making the most noise over here. I gotta shut up. I like the peace and tranquility of this little area back here. And I'm watching the bubbles in the water. I think I see something coming. Maybe not. I see ripples all over, but some of that is just natural ripples from the river. And you gotta watch that, because that's where you see... I mean, if you see ripples coming right at you like an arrow, there's something coming for you under the water, probably a gator. And if you see a beeline of ripples straight towards you, then it's not probably not natural ripples. I wish I could get across this right here. I mean, it's not that deep, but I'm not even gonna try it. I can't get around anywhere else, y'all. I think I hit the dead end over here. I don't see any more. I don't know, maybe down here? Let me see. I see birds over here. Yeah. I see a lot of seashells over here too. Or snail shells. And there's a big tree trunk that fell there. And it looks like it takes you like halfway across the river. There's nothing, I can't go anywhere else over here. I mean, I keep saying that and then I start walking, right? Maybe I could get around this. This area is damp. As this ground is like moving under my feet as I'm walking. I'm like the first person that's moved some of this. And I got to be careful with some of this dirt too, because When you find holes in the dirt like that, that's where you see the snakes at. They love those holes that get created in the dirt by trees being uprooted and shit like that. So I'll take my ass back. See, I could cross over that tree trunk, but I'm holding a bottle of water and the camera right now. So maybe if I pull my arms out, I could balance myself. But yeah, I like this area a lot. Never been back here. I'm actually kind of lost right now, but I'll make my way back, I'm sure. Let me make my way back to where that beautiful woman was at. There's just a beautiful woman in the woods. Whoa. Did you just see her? I didn't want to, record her too much or nothing, but she came back there right after me. Maybe she was the one in that car. But yeah, let's get over this. Let's make it back. Let me see, was this where I came from? Yeah. Man, this fucking ground's disgusting. All right, well, let's get around this shit right here. I think I came down this way. Florida man. Florida man. Was that the house that I saw before? That's somebody's backyard right there. That's pretty cool. You gotta cross that water to get there. I'm just looking for the closest street. And let me watch the ground, because the ground is so wet. I don't want to step into some nasty little water area like this right here, because you can't even tell. You just be stepping, and then all of a sudden you start sinking. You feel it. Yeah, somebody left their boat back here. What happened over here? Somebody left their beach ball and their little boat, and a lot of empty Bud Lights. All right, guys. Welcome to San Miguel TV. It's 11 a.m. on the dot, Eastern time in Orlando, Florida. Saturday, June 21st. It's a nice 83 degrees, 84 degrees. At least it was when I started. It's going to go up to 88, 91 in some parts of Orlando, Central Florida. This is J. Blanchard Park in East Orlando in the UCF Alafaya area. Alafaya, another Indian word. A lot of our streets are named after, native tribes and native people. I myself, my family's from the Dominican Republic. Oh yeah, I came from here, right? Yeah, I came from here. I'm from the Dominican Republic, my family's from the Dominican Republic. I'm first generation, born in the United States, born in New York City, living in Orlando, Florida, and loving it. This thing right here looks like somebody made it look that way. That shit looks fun. That's a tree trunk that curved out of the water and started curving back down towards the water. If you can see that, that's what it looks like there. They've got a lot of moss on it. And yeah, there's definitely little fish in this water. I mean, this river is connected to the St. Johns River. And the St. Johns River is one of the biggest bodies of water in the United States. Go look up how big the St. Johns River is. This is all connected to this, there's all little river heads that split off, and it's all connected out here. But yeah, man, I wish I could live in the States. Walnuts, where you at, Walnuts? It's Florida, man, that's the name. That boat was put there by flooding from a hurricane. That's what it looks like, right? How the hell would that get here? That looks like it's been there for a while, doesn't it? All right, so I came from over here. I remember this now. It's always good to leave a trail behind. Like, I was going to leave my water bottle behind. But I said, nah, it's not that big. Like, I know where we came from. We were just over here. There's my stick that I picked up earlier. And left it when I picked up my water. I'll take this. This stick is fucking petrified. This ain't going to do nothing. But, yep. Thank you for coming through, guys. I'm going to keep this going for a good hour, I think, man. I got some battery life. I got time today, Satan. I got time today. All right, this is the weird grassy area. Didn't want to walk through initially, but did it anyways. Just got poked in the eye by a leaf. All right, we came through here. I remember this now. And yep, this is where the beautiful native woman was standing by the river. I don't know if I dreamt that. Did I imagine that? There was a woman, bro. Where did she go? There was a woman, a native looking woman standing by the river. She had gray sweats on and a gray shirt. She had gray tights on. She said hello. Y'all heard it, right? I'm not going insane. It's not in my mind. I saw an Indian woman by the river, bro. I'm talking about 30 minutes ago, man. Like, I've been forgot about her, but now I'm remembering her. I'm like, hold on, let's make it back. She knows the way. She might know the way, because I'm lost. I think I'm lost, y'all. Did I come from down here? Yes, I did. Okay, yeah, that's where she was. All right, I see the rose now. That's where she was at. All right, I'm got my feet caught up in some branches and shit. Yep, there's a dead turtle. Yep. We came through here. She was over here. And I don't know if somebody died over here. Why are they leaving roses over here all the time? They're leaving flowers and stuff. All the seashells. Florida man. I'm a Florida man in Florida. Man. All right, I'm gonna stop saying that. I thought that was the most creative thing in the world. At least the most creative thing I did today. Besides create this live stream through the woods for you guys. Because my legs are mosquito meat right now. Mosquito dinner for breakfast. Oh, here's a better stick. Oh, I could do damage with that joint. But I like this one right here. Let's get some of these branches off. Well, that's a good little, yeah, that's a good little stick right there. You want to mess with me? Snakes? Where you at, snakes? Let's keep going, man. I don't know, what's this nasty shit that's coming up from the river? Look at this stuff. What is that shit? That shit looks nasty. And there's all types of flies on it. I'm smelling something. I don't know what that is. Somebody. Rex, welcome. Hey, Kayla. I am in J. Blanchard Park, in the woods that nobody goes to, in the back of the woods, where the river goes off into where there's no trail. And I'm just trying to find my way back that way. Because that is south. I need to go southwest to go to my car, or I can go south to go to where the YMCA is at, where the park ends. I thought that I would get around and get to the trail somehow there or that way, but I was wrong. Let me just continue down this way. people have come down this little trail once, and it's starting to get more grassy, but you can still see, you can still find a way through this, you know. This is not, I don't recommend this at all, man. Like, I'm walking through these areas really fast, and here's the trail. Okay, here's some people. Yeah, okay. It's a little trail back here. People can take their bikes. And we're out. Okay, we are out now. Hello. Me perdí. Sí, no, yo nunca he pasado por aquí. Yo quería ver la área. Oh, sí, yo estoy en el live stream ahora. En YouTube. Bueno, esta es la calle que va a Rouse. Esto va a Rouse, ¿verdad?
Ni idea, porque es la primera vez que no vente para acá, amiga.
Sí. Yo estoy live en YouTube. Saludos, saludos. Yo me pasé por aquí mi primera vez. No pasé por allá, porque por allá no se puede caminar con bicicleta. Pero esto se ve muy bello aquí, ¿verdad? Muy tranquilo. Me gusta la paz. Así, sí. Ok, bye.
Que estés bien.
Buen día. Yeah, baby. You know? If it rains, when it rains, you get some water that comes through here, and this will start to flood real quick. You know, right through these drains and all into the river, because the river's down that way, right? So, F that street. We're going to go back to the park where we started off on the trail. But I guess we're back on track. Y'all, we took a little side and a side trail and ended up in the woods. And now we are in open areas. I can see the sun. I can see which direction I'm really going to now. So now we're going west. As long as I know which direction I'm headed, you know, then I can always go back to where I'm at. But when you go into trails like that, you might want to leave some things behind so you remember where you came through, you know? Like, that's how crazy that was just now. I forgot which way I came for a minute there, because everything just looks the same in the woods, you know? And then you got these woods over here that are very grassy. I hear the birds. I see the herrings and shit. Somebody left a shirt there as a mark, I guess. I don't feel like I need to even go through that way because I know where we're at. And there's like nothing there anyways. There's nothing that I'm looking for down there. I thought that these woods would lead me out of the park another way. But all I did was get my sketch. It's just Skechers, you know. I ain't gonna be trekking back here with some foam posits or some Yeezys. But yeah, there's people that actually come back here because this is a part of the park where it ends off at, and people don't really come and chill over here in this area. So I like these deserted, empty places. Hey, Doug, what's good? Baxter, you don't speak Spanish. Good reference. I caught it. What up, Nick? Walnuts, he finally found civilization. Next time, break small branches on your way to follow back. Yeah, there you go. Break branches on the tree. There you go. That's a good way to do it. Yeah, I've seen people do that before. The start of a horror movie, bro. Yeah, I know. Shit, yo, that's the thing is like you go into those woods, you don't know who's gonna be there. And if you find a person living back there, they're probably not mentally sane. They've probably got mental problems. And you don't know what the fuck they feel like because you came in their little area that they think that they own. What are you doing in my house? I'm like, this is the woods. This is the woods, sir. Everybody is entitled to this area. That's why you can't Now you're claiming it as yours? What the? Wow. See, I got to do these walks more so I don't get so out of shape. Because right now I'm huffing and puffing. Plus, I got to do the talking and walking. It's a lot. I appreciate the company, though, because if anything happens to me, this live stream is evidence. Call the authorities. I thought I was going to get violated for a minute there. Now, that Indian woman, that native or Hispanic woman, there was one chick that actually came back there where the roses was at, quietly by herself. That was strange to me. I don't know what woman does that in the woods. You know, if they're not scared, she's not scared. That's a good attitude to have, but, you know, it's also good to be fearful of things. It'll keep you away from danger. I laugh in the face of danger. Ha 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 ha. Danger is my middle name. So I can do this, but I wouldn't recommend other people do that because, I mean, look at my sneakers now. It's actually not that bad. I mean, the ground was very damp. But we are back walking over the river. This is the overpass back here. How you doing? A lot of people that come out here and fish. You see them even down here on the grass. Because what happens is that the fish actually might get pulled if they get anywhere near that. They'll get pulled right down into the perfect place to catch them at, right here. But it's pushing them out too, you know, so I don't know if this is the perfect place to fish at, but there's definitely fish that get pushed over that little hump, little small waterfall, if you will. Hello. Good morning. This is a beautiful park to come to and do all types of activities. You can do anything in this park. They got all types of stuff going on. And that's the YMCA right there. They have a pool there. That's where my oldest daughter learned how to swim in that pool one summer. Learned how to tread water, I guess. Not a great swimmer. But this is what I'm talking about. We were just standing over this. And we went all up in these woods back there. This is the little river that was going into where I was at, you know, back there. This is where we came from just now. And, yeah. It looks really nice. People like to come, get their beach chair, sit out here. The sound of the water is calming. It's very peaceful in this park. I love this park, y'all. I really do. The people that come here are awesome, too. Everybody's real friendly. I mean, especially here in this area. Right here where we are. People come here, and these are the most chill, coolest people you ever meet. And they'll say hi. But, you know, you got competitions that go on in this park, too. So it's a whole different types of vibes, all different types of things you get out here. And then you got a person like me who walks through here live streaming, invading people's privacy. But guess what? When you're in the public, you have no reasonable expectation to privacy. It's actually a law, people. Look it up. I've been through these woods before where that man is going with his kid. I hope that's his kid. I've been there too. This is J. Blanchard Park in East Orlando, Florida, in the UCF area. And there's a lot of walkthroughs, a lot of pathways through the woods that'll take you back to this path, which is the actual trail. This is a bike trail too. People come and hit this trail, and it actually goes out like 8 miles. into, it goes west. It starts off on Rouse Road in the East Orlando and goes west and ends off somewhere in Winter Park. And I believe that's about 8 to 10 miles. I think it's 8.8 miles to be exact, this whole trail. But yeah, this is J. Blanchard Park in East Orlando, Florida, baby. I'm covered in sweat. I'm dirty. I'm itchy. I've got legs full of mosquito bites. And I'm happy right now either way, man. It's a nice, beautiful day. And I'm getting exercise. This is something that's very much needed for a person like me who's middle aged now. I'm 41. I hit my peak already. So this is a perfect thing for a person like me to do. Especially, I like to drink. You know, I like to drink. So these walks make you sweat, you know, and get your heart rate going. It's good. It's good stuff. What is the point of this? For you to come on and give me a view, give me views, and then it boosts my ego when I get a lot of views. That's why I'm doing this, for my ego. Joseph. Cool. Joseph Sawyer. Any relation to Tom? He's finally found something. Gary. Hey, Gary. Hey, isn't it hot where you are walking? Says voided 713, I think. Or voided question mark 13. It is hot where I'm walking at, actually. It's very hot. And it's going to get hotter as the day goes on. But it feels not that bad right now. Luckily, this park is very shady. All right. I find gazebo. I sit in the gazebo. I need shade. I need some water. I wish I had my stand so I can put this thing down. But here, this is shady. Oh, man. This is definitely Florida. That's how narcissists do, Matthew Adams. Mac says, what state? This is Florida. This is the city of Orlando in the state of Florida. And this is where I probably was just now on the other side of this. You see how the river still goes off from over there? It wraps around the woods and then it comes right here. This is all connected, man. I was somewhere down there earlier. If y'all been watching for the last 30 to 45 minutes, I ended up in the woods somewhere lost and I could not find civilization for a while, or the trail. And then I ended up finding two Hispanic women on bikes, and I found a way. Mucho gusto. Con mucho amor de Florida, desde Florida. Si ustedes hablan español, yo hablo español también. If you speak English, I can speak English too. Best of both worlds, baby. I am bisexual. No, bilingual. Bilingual. Backflip. I could do a back. Fool. Spanish ass foy. I thought you were trying to call me boy. Boy. I'm a man, baby. I'm a man, baby. I'm a baby man. I'm a Florida man. Man. Expect large crowds Saturday. Oh, okay. You're a maybe. A maybe. A maybe, baby. Yeah, this is where it ends now. This is Rouse Road is down there. And there's not much to see here but just a long path. So let's go back to where they expect to have large crowds. I mean, we were there earlier. There was a preacher. There was like a football game going on. And then an American football game going on too. All that stuff was happening. People fishing out here. But let's go back to the Little Econ River. This is it, baby. Great water source for a lot of animals out here. Animals flock to this area. You see birds, herrings, pelicans, cranes, squirrels all over the goddamn place. Squirrels go nuts in this park. They love it. Excuse me. And this is the other side of the river. I don't know where the hell that goes from there, but it probably connects to the St. Johns River from there. Very, very small riverheads that go off into the bigger rivers, and then the lakes come out from all of that good stuff. And the gators, they run those waters. We are in Gator country. And I'm not talking about the football team, Florida Gators. You know what I'm talking about. It's a little bit different from a crocodile. You don't find crocs in Florida. Crocodiles you'll find in Australia. You'll find crocodiles over in Africa. You got the rivers in Kenya full of crocodiles. There's some parts of Africa that have crazy huge gators. I mean, prehistoric crocs, rather. Florida, we got the gators. They're usually smaller. Gators, I think, average 5.5 to 7 feet, while crocs can grow as big as 12 feet, 15 feet in some cases. I don't know. I might be off on those numbers. Last time I researched that, that's what I remember. But here we go. They're doing a lot of construction in this park. You got people's, well, no, these are probably sheds for the park. Little maintenance buildings. And we are in the beginning of the park, in the middle of the street. I feel the heat now. I've been doing this. We've been walking for how long now? Let me see. We've been doing this for 92 minutes, going on 93 minutes, an hour and 32 minutes. He is an expert on gators and has PhD in biology. Yeah, man. I have a PhD in vaginology. I used to be a gator wrestler. I used to wrestle gators with baby oil all on my chest. Me and Diddy. It was a weird time in my life. I don't want to talk about it, but I'm going to talk about it. It was a weird time when me and Diddy used to wrestle gators with baby oil. That's how I know so much about gators. They're always trying to have sex with you. The gators, not Diddy. Hi there from Kuala something. Welcome, welcome. Okay, that's where we were. We're back on trail. Back on track, baby. Wow, I'm drenched. We got tennis going on, baby. The next Serena Williams is probably on this court. This is for the dogs. I like to drink from the dog fountain. No, I guess that would be for the dogs right there. It's a nice park to take your dog to. It's a very, very nice park. I don't know. I love it. Sounds like rubbish. What are you, from England? You should be the last ones talking about rubbish. Well, not the last ones, but America's number one. UK is number like 9. Something like that. Why is this even on? I don't know. I'm wondering why you're on. I love when people come on my live and say, "Why are you on? What are you doing?" But you're here. I don't know. Anyways, Kenya in the house. More Kenyans. Okay. Damn, I'm attracting a lot of people from Kenya. I mean, I did do some videos about Kenya a few months ago about a cult that went out to Kenya and got rocks and urine thrown at them. An American cult. See, they think that all the privileges they have in America, where they're free speech, nobody bothers them. You got all of that. They think that they can go to other countries and that. If you're not familiar with what the Hebrew Israelites are, who they are, it's probably best that you don't even, it doesn't even matter. These people are not anything big, but you might come across them even in the UK. They're rarely found in Africa, mostly found in these urban cities in America. You find them in New York City, Philadelphia, Baltimore. You find them out here in Orlando. The last time I went live, I actually caught some Hebrew Israelites in Lake Eola Park, downtown, preaching their hate. And I actually stopped and talked to them and wasted 10 minutes of my time to do that. They're just such hateful people. And I used to be a part of that cult, one of the Hebrew Israelite cults, so I know exactly what they're about. And any chance I get, I like to question them, always leave them with I always stump them. They be having question marks on their head when I'm done with them. She's beautiful. There's a lot of beautiful people out here in America, baby. And we got all types of ethnicities. We're all mixed up out here. America, baby. The melting pot. I think people look from the outside in and wonder and think what they see in America from whatever they may be looking at. I don't know where you're getting your information from, but this is the best way to get in tune with what's going on in the country. Is go watch somebody's walkthrough little live videos. And you might be surprised what you see. I'm gonna get on this side. King Trump, baby. Yeah, they be lying about what Trump is trying to do, like he's some type of king. What are you talking about, man? He'll be out of here in 4 years. Liberals are gonna be crying all the way till 2029. We know that. And all they're gonna do is hype up this country as if it's so bad. See, a lot of y'all been listening to Democrats and liberals. Those are the worst cities in America, are the ones that are particularly Democratic. New York City, they have like some of the most crime. Well, New York City doesn't have as much crime as like Philadelphia or Baton Rouge or New Orleans. Those cities have become very blue, have been very blue for a while. And that's where you find the most crime at in this country. Where more conservatives are, you actually find less crime. So don't let people hype this up. They're just trying to make you scared. They've been doing this even before Trump got elected. They were trying to put fear in you. And they're still doing it now that he's president. I don't know what they think that they're going to accomplish by it, but listen, we're going to be all right in this country. For those that look from the outside in, listen, I see the UK being invaded by Syrians and people from Iran, and Iraq and the Middle East. And they're changing how your beautiful white pale country used to look. And some of y'all are mad as hell. And I get it too. Because you're allowing so many migrants just to come into your country and change the whole culture of it. That's what's going on in the UK. They got like they love their open they don't got open borders, but their immigration laws is almost non-existent, especially if you're a refugee coming from Syria or something like that. They treat you with open arms. You got money, you get a hotel. They do the same thing with Venezuelan migrants that come out here to America. And a lot of our tax money goes into housing migrants that are coming from third world countries, from crazy ass Venezuela, where they thought socialism was going to uplift the country. And Hugo Chavez is now dead, and he left a mess in Venezuela. And now you got Venezuelan migrants that want to come through the frontier, through Mexico. And we need to know who the hell's coming into our country. And that's all it is. When you are illegal, we don't know what the hell kind of background you got. You could be a child molester. You don't know what you could be. We don't know. And yeah, I'm Hispanic, man. You got to hear it from a Hispanic, the real deal. Mexicans are hard-ass workers. A lot of them come here, and the majority of them are hard workers looking for money, better life, and they get it for a little while, for a long time in some cases. People have been living in this country for 15 years making money, and people employ them. They love to employ migrants because they can pay them less, and they don't got to give them benefits. Employers love that, some of them. But they're going to start prosecuting some of these employers. You're going to start seeing that. J.D. Vance 2028 is a very big possibility. People love J.D. Vance. J.D. Vance has the backing of Joe Rogan. You got all these other comedians that have such a big following. And they love talking to people like that. But they have a sit down with like a Bernie Sanders or who else are they trying to put? AOC. AOC don't talk to nobody. Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. Are they really trying to push her to be the next president? She is a airhead, man. She has said some of the most dumbest things. She's lying about how much money it costs to live in New York City. She said some crazy number. I was like, get the hell out of here. I forgot what it was. That's a whole nother story. I need to do a video on AOC, just focus on her. As a Hispanic, I gotta out my own fucking traitors, man, my own people that want to talk shit. And she actually runs the municipal or whatever, the county where I'm from in Queens. She's over that county, AOC, where my father lives. I know better than her what the hell the people need in Queens, man. What the hell she's talking about is a lie. Queens is the most diverse place in the world. And it's such a small square footage of area in Queens. And you find little New Delhi over here. You find little Columbia over there. You got Main Street Flushing, which is full of Chinese and Asians, period. And they're not being oppressed. That shit's not happening in New York City, man. Nobody's oppressing them. People actually love migrants sometimes out here because they know they could pay them less. They know if they're illegal, you could pay them less. And you know what actually, some of the crimes that go on against migrants, you want to talk about oppression? You know what they used to do in New York City? Because they know a lot of these illegals, the Mexicans that work hard, they don't have a bank account. They can't get a bank account because they don't have any papers. So they can't get a bank account. Now they got cash on hand all the time. And you know what cats from the hood used to do? They used to wait on some of these Mexicans that they knew had some money on a Friday, and they say, I'm going to get this cat. He's going to get got right now. And it'd be your local blacks and your local Hispanics that's oppressing their own people, their own black and brown people. They have to say black and brown. Yeah, they be robbing, black people be robbing Mexicans in New York City and in Philly. They know they got no bank account. They got nothing but cash on hand. And guess who's robbing them? The people that you say are oppressing them. The system's oppressing them. Stop, bro. Y'all don't know what the hell's going on in this country, some of y'all. And some of y'all live in this country and you don't know what the hell's really going on out here. You follow the CNN and MSNBC. The worst news, the worst information you can get is from MSNBC. What a trash rag of a fucking media, mass media, that employs people like Al Sharpton and gives them a show. Al Sharpton is a fucking goddamn racist, man. And they love him. Because he speaks the truth, man. Like, shut up, man. People are crazy as hell out here. Do the shit the right way is all I gotta say. My family did it the right way. It's because some of these people can't come in the right way because they have criminal record. And they know they're not gonna get in. So they try to get in the other way. Ice cream truck, baby. Where's the music? But it's happening in the UK too, with the extreme Islamists. There's certain parts of France that you move to, certain areas, certain neighborhoods in France, and all you see is people wearing hijabs and dressed like damn Sub-Zero and Scorpio from Mortal Kombat. And it's hot as hell. They still dress like them, you know. Whoopee. Some people were brought as infants. Yeah, that's the parents' fault. It's not up to us to deal with those kids now. What are we gonna do? Separate the kids? No, you got to go back to your parents' country because your parents did shit the wrong way, and they thought that they can get free benefits because they had a child here. That's what they do. They'll marry. Also, they'll marry into somebody here. But just because you have children here, you might be illegal and have a felony, you're going to get sent back. And we're going to send your kids with you. Well, we're going to separate the family and keep the kids here? If they have to go to prison or jail in their respective country, then we might keep those kids here in this country. But it's the parents' fault for coming here and running the risk of being separated from their children because they know that they're here illegally. Just because those kids were born here in America, now they have to go wherever their parents are or wherever their closest family is. And it might be in another country that they never lived before. Whose fault is that? America? How is that America's fault or our responsibility at all? We got to start holding people accountable for their own actions. This country loves to victimize groups of people, from blacks to women to all Islam, Muslims. Just, oh, you're such a poor victim. Meanwhile, the majority of violent crimes are coming from the black community in this country. But they're the victims, right? This country is insane, yo. And some of the liberals and Democrats, the narratives that y'all push is retarded as hell, man. Y'all lying. Y'all be lying out here. Straight lying. I'll tell y'all the truth like it is. Black and brown people commit the most violent crimes out here. Murder, violent attacks, robberies and attack, assault. That happens all the time. There's actually more black on white violent attacks than white on black in this country. And there's 5 times more white people than black people. Explain that. There's 5 times more white people than black people in this country. Yet black on white victimization attacks, the victimization reports that come from people that are white getting attacked by a black person is like 6 times more, 5 times more, or even more than white on black. They're feeding you lies out here in this country. They're feeding you lies. The people that are causing the most problems are the ones that don't even really care about this country. They hate America. They fly the flags of every other country from Palestine to Mexico. And if you see an American flag, they got it upside down, making mockery of their own country they want to live in. Try to figure that out. How the hell you hate this country so much, but you still want to live here? And they claim, well, California is Mexico, man. Y'all stole it. That whole dumbass rhetoric that the land is stolen. What land is stolen? California, Nevada, Utah, Phoenix, or Arizona, New Mexico. That was all acquired through a purchase called the Guadalupe Treaty, or the Treaty of Guadalupe. And if I recall correctly, Mexico received $15 million for those 5 or 6 states and part of Wyoming and most of Colorado. That was a treaty called the Treaty of Guadalupe. It was in 1848. Ever since 1848, no, California has not been a part of Mexico. So try again. For those that think that, oh, you can't be illegal on stolen land. You're an idiot. The Indians sold Manhattan to the white man. Everybody knows that. The Dutch acquired it through a very small purchase. Ever since then, Manhattan has multiplied like a million times over in worth, property value. Blame it on the Indians. Why they sold the damn Manhattan to the Dutch? Manhattan is a native name. Manhattan. And I am calling it a day. It's been a great one. I'm covered in sweat. My phone's about to die. Muhammad was poisoned by a Jewish woman. Yeah. I'm talking the truth. What better person to hear it from? You know? Where you want to hear it from? If I was black, you'd be like, you're Uncle Tom Coon. If I was white, you'd be like, oh, you racist. But because I'm Hispanic, I'm a spick now. I'll be there. I'm out of here. Peace out, y'all. Much love. Make sure you like, you subscribe. I'll be back real soon. Start shit with all y'all real soon. Peace out.